Welcome to the Adrienne Show. Yes, the Adrienne Show. This is my first show, first airing out on YouTube. And yes, I am nervous like the Dickens. So bear with me. But today our subject is going to be about back to school, because it's almost time for my kids and everyone else's kids here in the state of West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, to go back to school August the 20th. So I just want to give a little bit of advice. But first, I gave some surveys, because I believe like going to the kids, giving them some surveys, asking them some questions, and going to the adults may help you guys. So as you know, the subjects that I did do was bullying and bulliers, and then I did planning before school and planning during school, and I also did communications, because it's very important for us to communicate with our children and for our children to communicate with us. So I'm going to share with you on some of the surveys that I did with the kids that I didn't video. I did video 2 surveys from a kid and an adult, which I will be showing later on in the show. But these children, I didn't record them. So let me give you some of the questions that I asked them. First, let us do bully and bulliers. So I asked 4 kids. So I asked them, why do you think kids bully? So someone said the bulliers bully because they could be jealous of you. A lot of times, some of them bulliers, they are jealous of you, or they don't have confidence within themselves, so they want to bring the other kid down. There's something that they're lacking, or maybe they're being bullied, and that's why they are bulliers. We don't know. There could be all kinds of reasons. And one of the other questions that I asked them, how it makes you feel. One kid told me, when the bullier bullies me, it just makes me stronger. Wow, I really, that was an excellent answer to give. It just makes you stronger, meaning that he doesn't let it bother him. It's just like boosting up his confidence, and he's just ignoring that bullier. And then some kids said it makes them feel sad. Yeah, it makes me feel sad. Sometimes, as an adult, when my kid gets bullied, I have to learn, like, I'm an adult. It makes you get sad. Sometimes you feel like, I just want to go out there and beat up that kid. But, we can't do that. That's just the love of the parents that we have. But that's one of the questions. And then I asked some of the kids what to do. What to do if they're being bullied, or if they see someone else being bullied. And some of the questions they said, walk away. Make posters around school about stop bullying. Stick up for yourself. Tell the teacher. Stick up for yourself. If the teacher doesn't listen to you, tell the principal. Tell your parents. And also, if they are being attacked by the bullier, I asked them, I strongly suggest that if they're being attacked and they feel like that they're being harmed or something, that they're like choking them. I know some of the schools say like, don't fight back. But in my advice, my opinion, yes, I'm going to fight back. And I'm going to tell my children also to fight back. Because if they're hitting you and they're hurting you, you feel that you're having bodily harm, or they're going to do something that's going to be able to kill you. It's called self-defense. So, you can comment below and, with your suggestion, you may agree or disagree, but everyone has their own opinions on that one. So, also, you can go to a school counselor. And then, also at the end of this video, I will have a reference. There is a video that I looked up on YouTube. It actually gives you really good advice about bulliers. So, then I will show you that video. And I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to, show you a picture. And I will have the link below. So next, I said sometimes our kids, they could be the bullier, not the bully, but not being bullied, but they can be the bullier. So I put on here, disciplining your children when they are being bullied, when they're the bullier. So what things that, some parents told me, they said, talk to your children. Let them know that it is not okay to be a bullier. Don't let them do fun activities that they do on a daily basis. Some said school them on educational videos, how important it is not to bully. And some said the Scare Straight program. I've never seen that video, but someone told me about the video. It's very crucial. Some of you may not agree about the Scare Straight program. To me, if that you want to put your kid in that kind of program, they need to be like almost close to an adult, almost about to be in high school or something like that. But I would put my kids in that program. Boot camp. Sometimes boot camp can help your children if it's so bad. Or to me, take them to a psychiatrist. You don't know what they may be going through. A counselor, therapy, whatever you want to do that may help your child better themselves, not to be a bullier. So, next, signs of being bullied. Sometimes we don't know that our kids are being bullied. Sometimes they can be normal when they're home and not talking about it, but they're actually being bullied. Bullying can also lead to suicide. Bullying could lead to all kinds of sorts of things, leading them to be the bullier. So, and then sometimes you may not, like I was saying, see the signs. But if you do see the signs, and you see that maybe your child's not talking about it, and you see that their behavior and things are changing, ask them, talk to them, right? So my next thing is I'm going to skip to communications. I'm going to do the plan in a minute, but I think we should talk about communications, how important it is to always communicate with your children, and your children should communicate with you guys. Sometimes, as parents, we get so busy in this world, working and doing everything else, we forget to communicate with our children. Even though we see them on a daily basis, they may be in the house, do this, wash the dishes, you do your chores, you do your homework, eating together, but not lacking communication. That's really not good. Like when they come in, say, hey, how was your day? Give them like a 15-minute break before they even do their homework or anything. Just talk to them and see how their day was. Let them know that you miss them, right? So it's very important that you communicate with your children so you know what's going on, Bond that. Make that relationship. Bond with them. Make sure it's very important. And planning. Planning is something really important before school and after school. Some of these surveys you'll see that some of these questions I'm telling you is going to help you. Making sure that your kid, I would say, people say a couple of days, 3 days, I would say a week. Our kids stay up late, give them at least a week to get on that schedule, that bedtime schedule, so they will be up and get ready on time. Make sure that they're prepared, their school clothes is out, make sure you have all the school materials, everything that they need. Also, a lot of us we lack in is educating our kids. You know what grade they're going to go in. Look up some websites. Let them play some math games, some reading games. Help them so they can be mentally prepared to do the work when they go to school so they won't be so stressed out. You never know, they may be going to middle school. It may be a little bit more challenging. So those are the things that you can do. Plan ahead of time. And also you can still do it during school, Even though they may not have homework for that day, still have them some homework. Help them. In any kind of way. Whatever planning that you may think that will help you, because sometimes we're off track. Parents, we work a lot. Sometimes we're just everywhere. So it's good to set up a goal. Have a goal, have a time, and make sure that you get things in done orderly. Sometimes it don't always fall that way, but if you have a goal, it's good to follow through. So I think that's a little bit of advice that I can give you guys. I'm actually giving myself that advice because I really need to set goals, because sometimes I'm just everywhere. So as I'm doing this video and I'm talking to you guys, it's actually helping me, and I'm trying to help you guys. So that is it for today about, going back to school. And those are all I'm going to talk about the subjects. But our next time I'm going to show you guys the video, the 2 survey videos. I'm not going to talk much long to you. It's with Tatiana. Our guest will be Tatiana Moore, and it'll be Cedric Bracy. After the 2 surveys, I will give you my references that I had spoke about earlier. And let us go to the survey. Hello. Welcome to the survey part of my show. As you know, I have 2 lovely guests who will be speaking on my show today. It will be 1 kid and 1 adult. First one will be Tatiana Moore and Cedric Bracy. As you know, my topic today will be go back to school. But the subjects I will be asking them about is bullying, bulliers, and it will be about planning before school and during school. It will be about communications. So here we'll be welcoming Tatiana Moore. Welcome to the Adrienne Show, Tatiana.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm doing very great. So how do you feel about school?
I feel okay.
Yes. So when are you going back?
August 20th.
Wow, that's next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have a couple of questions for you. As you know, it's about go back to school. And we have 3 subjects we're going to talk about today.
All right.
So the first one is about bully and bulliers. So why do you think kids bully?
I feel like kids bully because they are either jealous of that person that they are bullying, or they might have a hard time at home and it makes them feel empowered in a way.
So how does it make you feel?
When I see people getting bullied, I feel kind of sad and remorse for them, and I also feel like they don't deserve them getting bullied because bullying it's not right.
So then, what do you think that you could do, or what do you think that that person, if they don't know what to do, what advice that you can give them today?
If you're near the other person's house that's getting bullied, you can tell their parents, or if you're at your house, you can tell their parents. And then if you're at a school, you can tell the administrator, like the teachers. And if teachers are not around, you can go to the SGM, like the principal's office.
Wow. So now that we have talked about bully or bulliers, now let's talk about planning. Planning before school and planning after school. So what advice can you give, the community, or give us, or, about how to plan before school and during school?
Okay, so before school, you always want to go to bed earlier, because if you wake up tired, it can also mess up your learning. Study before school starts always, and after school, yes, also get your study in so that the next day you be prepared for what you're going to do.
So the main important thing also for the survey that we have is communications. Mm-hmm. So then, when you have an issue at home or in school, or anything that may be going on, that maybe feeling peer pressure or someone bullying you or anything, schoolwork, how do you communicate with your parents? What advice can you give someone? Maybe if they may be scared, to communicate with their parents, what advice could you give us?
First, never be scared to communicate with your parents, because they can give you advice that can actually really work. For schools, if you're not learning something as well as you hope you should, the parents can also talk to the school about it to see if you can get help. Bullying, this parents can talk to the other parents, or they can talk to the school about separation or getting them to cope with each other. And so, that's some advice that I would give.
Wow, thank you, Tatiana. So those are only the questions that we have for today. So Tatiana, thank you for coming to the Adrienne Show. Maybe you can come and be a guest to our show again. And it was very good talking to you. And you have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for watching Tatiana for the Adrienne Show. Such a lovely girl, Tatiana Moore. Maybe next time, when I have another show, that she can come and be a guest for our show. So our next guest will be Cedric Bracy. Welcome, Cedric, to the Adrienne Show. It's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So as you know, the subject is go back to school. Mm-hmm. So I have a couple of questions for you. One will be about bullying and bulliers. Mm-hmm. It'll be about planning before school and after school, and it will be about communications.
Okay.
So the first question I have for you is, why do you think kids bully today?
Well, I think kids bully today. A lot of kids bully because of low self-esteem, but more than most of the time, a lot of kids bully because they're bullied themselves. So they take a lot of their anger. It seems they take a lot of their anger and their frustrations out on other kids, and that's no excuse. But it seems that's the reason why a lot of bullies today bully.
So how do it make you feel?
How does it make me feel?
I say that, the kids come home and they complain to you about being bullied, or if you see someone getting bullied, how does it really make you feel?
It bothers me because being a kid, I never bullied anybody, and I never liked that. That's wrong, so I don't like it. It kind of makes me upset.
So what would you do in a situation, or what do you think, or give an advice to someone who's getting bullied, or what they may can do, or what you would do, or how you would step in if someone's getting bullied? What advice can you give?
Well, the first thing, let the kid know to go to the counselor or let their teachers know. And, if still the problem's not taken care of, they should go even above that and get in touch with the kid's parents. Because most of the time, a lot of parents, they might not even know that their kid's bullying. And most of the time, if some kid is bullying another kid, as soon as their parents find out about it, usually, majority of the time, they put an end to it right then and there. Most of the time.
Okay. So, some more questions about this. So, disciplining your children when they're being bullied. What would you do if you know that your child is the bullier? What things that you think that should take action? Like, what can you give someone else advice? Because, many people out here, their kids are bulliers, but some parents may not know what to do. Like, what advice would you give?
Well, first of all, I would talk to the kid and let them know definitely it's absolutely wrong to be a bully. Then the child would get some type of punishment, whether it's a grounding, not being able to go out and do the things that they like. And also, they have something you see on the web sometimes. It's like bully education. It'll let kids know how other kids feel who are bullied. Like, I think it was about 2 or so years or so ago, I heard as a little kid he was getting bullied, and he killed himself because he was getting bullied. So it goes to show you the psychological toll. So I would let the kid know that the toll that it takes bullying another kid is, it hurts their feelings, and who knows what they can do next. So you can really mess up someone's life. There are people that I've known who said from the time when they were in elementary school, they remember getting bullied, and they're in their 30s. So it goes to show you the impact bullying takes, the toll it takes on someone psychologically.
So next, the next subject is going to be about planning, right? Mm-hmm. So, kids are going back to school. Some go back August the 20th, which is next week, which is Monday. So how would you help your children plan before school or during school? Like, what things that you can help them with?
Well, first and foremost, before kids go back to school, they need to get back on a sleep schedule. Because most kids, when summer comes, they stay up really, really, really late. So at least a week before, or a week or two before, the kids should get back on their sleep schedule, whatever the time the parents, have them to go to sleep. And also just to have everything prepared, like all of their clothes in order and all of their book bags and stuff like that. And even, if they have some of the stuff from the previous year, just review to get their minds back sharp. Have problems reading, or, just to get back into the groove of going to school. Because they're in summertime, they're playing all the time. The last thing they worry about going to school. Most kids, the time that they worry about going back to school is usually a week or two before. Some kids don't think about going back to school until the night before. So,
wow,
yeah,
that's a really toll on them.
Oh yeah.
So, about planning, our next subject is going to be about communications. As you know, as parents, communication is a really important role, to take with our kids. So, like, what is your input? Like, what would you think? Like, if your kid is going to school, they come back from school every day, like, how is it good for you? Like, what would you do? Like, how do you think it will help you to be able to cope with your children, to communicate with your children? How important is it to you?
It would definitely be very important, especially for kids who are making a transition to another school. Whether kids going to middle school, just going to middle school, or going to high school, because a lot of kids have anxiety and frustration going back to, some kids have anxiety about bullying, and they're going to have harder subjects, and they're going to be meeting different and new people. So I can imagine the anxiety most kids have. Even kids that are just going back to the same school, they still get nervous. So it would be definitely good to check with the kids and for them to keep you posted, or just keep in contact with them about how their day was and make sure everything's all right with them. Because a lot of kids, just like with the bullying, something may be going on that they just don't say it for whatever type of reason. So it's definitely good to keep the lines of communication open.
So, like, if your child is getting bullied so bad that you think that it's like messing with them physically, like, what help would you be able to give your? So, what if we can't? What if our kid is getting bullied so bad that they say that they want to maybe murder themselves or kill themselves? Like, what would you do in that time?
In that case, the child would probably need to go to some type of counseling. Like we were saying about keeping the lines of communication open. The kid might not say something to their parent, but they might feel open if they're talking to a counselor or something like that. So counseling would probably be the next step if a child is being affected that badly and the problem's not being resolved.
Yeah, because they're not going to be able to go to school every day. They can't even focus in school. I mean, don't you agree? Like, it will affect their schoolwork and everything, right?
It would affect everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me as a parent, I would need to show them, like, love and as much as I can, and really communication, and get as much as help as possible.
And understanding.
Yeah, understanding them, yeah. So, Cedric, that's all the questions that I have for you today. But it was very, very good that you coming on my show for the first time.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So that we can come back and you can be a guest of our show again.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you for the Coming to Adrienne show.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Welcome back again. So, what did you think about the survey about Tatiana, about Cedric Bracy? They were really two good guests, so I will be inviting them back pretty soon. So, I know that we're almost out of time. So, the references I was telling you about the bully, it's called Ways to Stop Bullying. So, Alex, can you please show the picture so they will know? I'm not going to play the video, but I'm just going to show you the picture. Okay. So when he shows you the picture, I will also have the link below so you can click on that link and you can watch it. Also, subscribe. Don't watch it just by yourself. Actually get your children and sit down with them so they can watch it. Because I haven't even watched it with my kids yet. So I've seen it for myself. But before the kids start school, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch it with them because they really need to. This is their first year. Well, my son's second year in middle school and my daughter, this will be her first year. She's scared like that Dickens. So I'm going to sit down and show her like ways like, look at this so she can be able to help her to prevent, people bullying her. So also, you'll see it below. So truly, tell me what you think about my show. This is not just going to be about back to school. I'm going to have all kinds of topics to talk about because the topics I'm going to talk about, we go through like our everyday life. I want to be able to impact your life. And then two, be you, be true. I want you to comment below. Tell me what you think. Your dislikes, your likes, how you liked it. Because, I'm not a genius. I don't know everything. But I just tell you what I think. So please comment below. And also coming soon, I'm going to do a biography about my life, the untold story about my life. After my biography, my goal is also to write a book. So this is something new. This is something of beginning. This is a goal that I'm trying to accomplish. So thank you for watching the Adrienne Show. Love you. Like I said, be you.